Stay tuned for the biggest fish, the hottest bites, this week here on In-Depth Outdoors.
Got it.
Look at that. Wow, is that an incredible fish?
Got him. All right. Oh, yeah. Quality Green Bay fish here.
We're headed to the best fisheries across the upper Midwest and Canada. We'll fish longer, explore unfished bodies of water, and go further off the beaten path in search of the hottest bites in fresh water.
Look at that. What a specimen.
Here he comes, man. Get him.
What a fish.
This is In-Depth Outdoors.
Well, this couldn't be any easier. I like it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get some holes drilled. And
This is about as downtown as you're ever going to get and catch a lake trout.
I know, it's crazy.
On today's episode of In-Depth Outdoors, we're here on Lake Superior chasing lake trout, and I'm fishing with Pat McSherry, In-Depth Outdoors' newest pro staffer. More on him later. Right now we've got Pat punching holes, and we just come off of real easy access to get out here on Lake Superior. And why I mention that is very simple. Typically when you talk about a lake trout trip, there's a long snowmobile drive involved somewhere up in Ontario into some deep woods lake. But what's really unique about today's show is you get to chase this very exotic species, the lake trout, in a very mundane situation. Over my shoulder, you can see downtown Duluth. Getting out here on these fish was incredibly easy. It was as easy as loading up a light portable otter sled with just a little bit of gear and pulling out for about 2 minutes. I've never spent less effort to get on lake trout in my life. So if you're really interested in seeing what this great species is all about, stick around. I know you're going to enjoy today's show.
Well, this area, this lake, is just kind of a big gradual flat. There's not a lot of depth change. It changes maybe 10 feet in a matter of several hundred yards. So our idea is just to drill a bunch of holes, which I just got done doing, and just kind of hop around and try and find these lake trout as they're kind of cruising this flat looking for bait fish. So hopefully we can get on them and catch a trout.
I'm trying to decide how tight to set my drag. Is all the way too tight?
Might be a little bit for these trout. What do you got going? What do you have on there?
I'm gonna start with the biggest, craziest, noisiest bait I've got, which is a number 7 rip and wrap. And I took the liberty, I hope you don't mind, you can take it off if you want, but I put a number 9 jig and wrap on there for you.
Perfect. White?
Yep, white. I figured while you were punching holes, it was the least I could do.
Right on.
Ready to fish. You know, Pat, I really don't know what to expect as far as, what we're gonna catch today. Maybe nothing, but 2 fish, 10 fish. I've been hearing that the bite's been good, but I really don't have any sense for what that means.
Right. It seems like most bodies of water that I've lake trout fished on, you catch 4, 5, 6 fish, and that's a pretty good day. So.
Well, you're not gonna catch 20 like you're, pan fishing. It's a much
Right.
smaller number, but of course, a lot more bang for your buck.
Exactly.
They're pretty awesome fish. Oh!
There he is.
Yeah!
That thing hit it just on the downfall. You chased
Dude,
it
I
all
saw
the way
that
to the ice.
just happen the whole way. That was so cool. Your rod just boom.
That was awesome. Man,
Yes.
I love these fish
Why?
because they are so aggressive. They just fly around.
Where'd you pick that fish up?
He came actually pretty close to the bottom.
Nice.
And he just chased it all the way to the top of the ice pretty much twice before he finally hit it when I was dropping it back down.
Well, I knew you had something going there. It's either that or you were just lost your mind.
Yeah.
The way you were working that. Okay, this got a jig and wrap, so make sure you don't catch him on the corner of the ice. Great bait. Fish love them.
They are great.
But that hook works in both directions. Hooks fish good, and if you're not careful, it'll hook the ice too. It's a nice fish.
Yeah.
Man, it's not a giant, but I tell you what, to start the day,
Yeah, for sure.
tail's longer than my hand is wide. Dude, this is so awesome.
I know.
Hey, fish. Ooh, you're gonna get me, aren't you? Got a little lamprey spot on him. Beautiful trout, man.
Nice. Great way to start the morning, huh?
You just got rolling.
Nice fish.
Absolutely it is. Nice redfin.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got a little previous battle scar here of some kind.
Yeah. There he is.
Nicely
Well,
done.
Yeah, it's a great way to start the day.
Call me jealous. Dude, you're shaking. I'm gonna like fishing with you. You get excited.
Yeah, I do. I love these fish, man. These are probably one of my favorite fish to chase through the ice.
Nice start, man. Congrats.
All right, let's get her back. And that right there is why I love lake trout fishing. Man, that's a blast.
Markham Technologies introduces ice fishing to the digital age with the LX Digital Sonar system. Boasting vivid color LCD displays and features not found on other ice electronics, all digital units offer a user-defined display tailored to match the way you fish. An on-screen dashboard that puts critical information at your fingertips, and free firmware updates that guarantee your electronics are never outdated. This winter, step into the digital age with an LX Series digital sonar unit from Markham Technologies.
Got him.
You got him?
That's 2 for 2, buddy.
I know, that is awesome.
I don't know where you go to catch lake trout consistently. We've seen 2 fish, we've hooked them up both up. Okay, fish, if you want to go back down, you do it.
These fish
Coolest
are so,
thing in freshwater right there, man.
For sure. That is so cool.
You know, and everybody thinks you got to do a wilderness trip to go catch lake trout.
I know.
We basically stumbled off the bus stop over here in the downtown Duluth, and we're out catching lake trout.
It's about right, too.
This fish came in hot. Very, very hot. Took up about 2 foot of the dial on a Markham, which is a lot of fish when you're in 70 foot of water.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I couldn't tell you he's 10 pounds. I mean, I don't think he's that big, but he's sure fighting hard.
They got a lot of fight in them. That's what makes them so fun to catch.
And I got just a broomstick of a rod here. This is a no messing around lake trout rod.
No, that's the old whooping stick there.
I'm fishing a number 7 rip and wrap. Lake trout just love stuff that rattle and make lots of noise and give off a lot of vibration. And when it comes to lures, I don't know of any that make a lot more noise than that rip and wrap does.
No.
So I picked the biggest one out of the box, and the first fish I marked, it hit it.
It's good odds.
Thumbs up. Man, this is awesome. I haven't had a fight like this through the ice, well, probably since the last time I went lake trout fishing.
Yeah, they're definitely one of my favorite fish to fish for through the ice, by far.
Oh, that is a good fish.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
No messing around. Woo! Come on up, sweetheart. You're gonna like this. All within sight of the, woo! Look at that. Look at that. Holy smokes. Yes! I like fishing with you a lot.
There you go.
Oh,
Man,
hold on a good grip.
Yep.
I got her.
Got her?
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna wear this one a little bit. What a beautiful fish. Boom, downtown Duluth, Minnesota. You know, the reason we're so excited about being here is this is a once in a not very frequent opportunity. You know, Mother Nature's been hard on us this winter, every one of us. But there are some upsides, and one of those upsides is the fact that it made a lot of ice in places where you don't normally get safe ice conditions, and this fish just rolled up in that line. I'm just gonna cut it close. Will you use the cutter on there and cut it close to the bait for me?
Yeah.
Beautiful, right there at the top. Thank you. All right. She's free, but what a beautiful, beautiful fish.
That thing's got a belly on it.
Yes,
too.
she does. Been eating good in the neighborhood. All right, we should probably let her go. That's 2 fish on the ice in probably a half an hour. For lake trout fishing, that's fabulous. Doing it downtown Duluth, Minnesota, even better. Oh, look at how fat that thing is.
That thing is just, oh.
Down you go, sweetheart. They release so healthy.
I know.
And my hands are so cold. It's warm out, but I tell you what, you get them in that cold lake water and it catches up with you. So I'm gonna need to warm up here just a little bit. Awesome start.
I know. That's,
Sun's gonna pop out sometime today, and if we keep catching fish from start to finish, it's gonna be a perfect day.
it'll be awesome. Let's get back to it. Fish coming.
Fish coming. Holy, I mean, I can't, unbelievably how fast these fish can move. I'm at my knot. My knot is right there. He's right below the ice. I think he's split. Drop back down. See, now that's the kind of fish everybody loves. Chase you all the way to the surface and you got your main line to fluoro knot above the ice and the fish is still eyeballing the bait in 70 foot of water.
StrikeMaster has redesigned ice drilling performance with their German-engineered solar-powered 2-stroke augers. Ice fishing's fastest cutting augers, the 3 horsepower Laser Pro and 2.5 horsepower Laser Mag, don't just make a hole in the ice, they disintegrate it. Weighing 26 pounds, the 2.5 and 3 horsepower augers from StrikeMaster weigh less than most 2 horsepower augers from the competition. So if you want the lightest, most powerful 2-stroke auger on the ice, it's time to go solo.
Here he comes, here he comes. Got him. There's actually 2 of them.
Got him?
He ain't very big, but he'll do.
All right.
There was 2 of them down there, bud. I'm already up to the leader. I got this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, there ended up being 2 of them there.
Wow.
He came in, hit it, surprised me, missed that fish completely, and they must have swirled around and they showed us up as a pair. I underestimated this fish a little bit.
You sure you don't need my help?
I got him. I mean, he's not a giant or anything. Tail wrapped. Hello, mama. Look at that. That fish is so wrapped up in that line. I'm not even, I mean, do I even need a hook in him? You can see I've switched colors here. You know, previously I was fishing a larger blue chrome rip and wrap. Went to a more natural pattern here. I had a couple fish come up, take a look at that blue chrome. Of course, it was a larger bait too, and they didn't eat it, so I went to something more natural. And that fish may have actually given me a second shot at catching him. Either that or his buddy hit the bait. A beautiful fish. If we were keeping fish, this would be great for the grill. Enough monkeying around. He had a buddy with him. He had a co-pilot. All right, see you later, sweetheart. But here's that real simple medicine. This is a number 6 rip and wrap. And all I've done here is I've swapped out that rear treble hook for a Sure Set treble in 1 size larger. So that's a size 4 Sure Set. And they're just wonderful with these lake trout. Lake trout have really hard, bony mouths. And I just love the needlepoint hooks on those Sure Sets. Seems to catch flesh and drive home real easy. And that is a major issue when you're laker fishing. You'll have lots of fish that'll hit baits, and unless you got everything going just right, a lot of those fish will hit and pop off. Unfortunately, the lakers very often will come back and give you a second shot at it, but really half the battle is getting the fish to come in and hit the bait, and the other half is getting that hook point to stick. I bet you his buddy is not sitting there waiting for me.
I was hoping he'd come over here.
I was kind of hoping he would too, to be honest with you. Got him.
Oh, no way.
Yes way, he was waiting for me. You know how often that happens? Never. Back-to-back lake trout. Okay, he didn't exactly just sit there and wait. I had to like twitch it a couple times to get him to come back.
I can't believe that.
I think Pat just made the point of the day. He said he cannot believe how easy it is to come out and do this. A fishing rod, a little towable sled, fish finder. That's about all you need. And that's coming from a guy that spent a lot of time on snowmobiles running around up in the Northwoods up in Ontario chasing lake trout. Gonna be kissing cousin to that last one. Or quite a bit bigger. Long one. That was my 2 favorite drops of the day right there. Exact same bait. I wouldn't even have had time to change baits if I tried. Sure Set treble right there in the corner of its mouth, right where you want it. And an easy release that time. That one didn't roll up in the line, but a beautiful fish. Longer, a little bit leaner. Definitely a redfin. And when we say redfin, we're just talking about the orange red fins. There's different subspecies of lake trout. Guys seem to prefer the red fins for eating. They're a little bit leaner meat. I'm gonna let that fish go. great fun, and they're starting to get aggressive. That's what I love. And when you can say the lake trout are getting aggressive, that's a whole different level. I mean, these fish are just crazy to come up 20, 25, 30 feet and then chase lures as fast as we can move them, only to hit them, get hooked for a second or two, pop off, come back around and hit that bait again. That's just a whole different level of aggression that, you know, if all you do is fish panfish or walleye, you just never see anything like that. And that's what these lake trout are all about.
There he is. I don't think he's very big. Whoa. Oh, he's just a little guy. He's already right there. Grab him.
Nice.
All right. Man, these fish have turned on. Pop my glove off here. James just caught 2 of them right over my shoulder here, and I don't know if it's the weather, it's kind of clearing off, but definitely got a couple of these trout real active and aggressive. It's cool. I love catching these trout.
The new extreme thermal shelters from Otter feature a new look and unmatched protection from the elements. The fully insulated Pro XT 1200 features a 1200 denier shell built for extreme conditions, while the Thermaltop XT 650 features a 650 denier shell that locks in heat and eliminates condensation. All extreme thermal shelters are built on Otter's legendary roto-molded sled and proven oversized square tube frames. The all-new extreme thermal shelters from Otter, built tougher, stronger, smarter.
Got one. First drop, new lure. Boom. Downsized just a little bit. Had a couple fish come in that just weren't responding to that larger rip and wrap. Stayed to the same color. Went to a smaller size. That fish saw it coming from 30 feet above it, come racing up off the bottom and just smoked it.
Oh, nice.
Got a smaller bait and smaller hooks, so I do not want to lose one right here at the hole. Thank you, sir. I think I had her head up the hole for a second and then she backed out. I don't know how these fish actually have reverse.
I know, they sit there and they just kind of do the old flop.
Here she comes.
There she is.
Right in the snoot, yes. Not nearly as big as I thought, but plenty big enough to
Heck yeah.
bend the rod, man.
That's a nice trout.
Yes, it is, and this is what I like. Instead of just kind of nipping at the baits and getting them on the outside of the mouth, she's got that whole bait right in her face. There, sweetheart. There was something about that she really liked.
Yeah, that blue and silver.
Got a little bit of sun. It's just the smallest version of it. That's the number 5 rip and wrap, blue and silver. Much more subtle. You can kind of hear the rattle. The other one we were just kind of playing with under the ice. You could give it a jerk 40 feet down and you could hear it above the ice. So real loud and aggressive, which is great when the fish are tuned up. But you know, you got high sun like this, the fish aren't quite as aggressive. Got to downsize a little bit. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Get her back.
I will return the favor.
There she goes.
Bah. This is cool stuff. So here's what we're fishing. I mean, the rods, you can obviously tell. I mean, these are stout rods. You could get by with your walleye weight gear out here as long as it's like a medium heavy or better. Don't come out here with medium light gear. You're gonna tie into a 15-pound lake trout and he's just gonna eat your lunch. So these rods, they're not expensive. They're both fiberglass rods. I can't even remember where I got this one. The rod that Pat's fishing with, that's a tuned up custom. They're both 42 inches long. They're good, stout, strong rods. Because if you get a chance to tie into a fish of a lifetime, don't come out here, you know, undergunned. As far as line, I've got 20-pound Suffix 832 and then 20-pound Suffix fluorocarbon. So we're really making sure that we've got the gear needed to handle these fish. They're big, they fight hard. I don't want to come out here and tie into a 20, 30 pounder only to lose it because I thought I could get by with 8-pound line.
Here comes one, here comes one. Got him.
Yes! Coming in hot. I mean, we're in tough time right now, midday like this.
Yeah. That's cool.
Come on, fishy. The last 2 that I've seen were definitely bigger fish. No question about it.
This one looked like he might be a little better than the last couple we've got.
Well, you said you basically promised you were going to get a fish on that tube.
Yep, I wasn't going to give up on it. Yep, I just switched over to just a 1/4 ounce tube jig with a white Trigger X tube,
Mind if I kind of pull him back?
Yeah, wouldn't mind at all. There we go. Another nice trout.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's burping at you.
Yep. Let me grab him here. Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful trout, bud.
Yep. Just love fishing for those things.
That one counts double because you caught it in the middle of the day like this in, tough time. Mm-hmm. Bright conditions like this.
Yep. Really nice fish. They always fight hard. There's just not a better fish to go for.
No. It's so rare that you have the opportunity to get out here and fish. You get conditions like this. I don't know what the temperature is. It feels like it's 35. There's barely a lick of wind, not a cloud in the sky anymore, and we're catching nice fish.
I know. I was just saying, it's just starting to feel like March, finally.
Finally. We've earned this. We've had a heck of a hard winter.
Well, get her back.
Nicely done, man. Earlier in the show, when we actually, at the introduction, I mentioned that we were fishing today with Pat McSherry. This is a great time to actually do the official introduction of this young man. He is the newest addition to Team In-Depth Outdoors. We hired him on as a full-time editor, but he's also got some serious chops as an angler and as a hunter as well. So a lot of his background comes from working with Midwest Whitetail and actually hosting some of those shows, as well as being the primary sole host for Cabela's Midwest Waters, or Northern Waters, excuse me.
Northern Waters, yep.
So you've definitely been around the camera and in front of the editing keyboard a lot in the last few years, so we're excited to have him aboard.
Happy to be aboard.
Well, you get to stick around as long as you don't outfish me. I want to go get back to my hole, bud.
All right, let's get another one.
I didn't see where he was hooked, Pat.
Bottom jaw.
Bottom jaw.
Well, you been marking anything over here?
It's been slow for a while, bud. I haven't seen a fish probably in 45 minutes.
Yeah, nothing over there either.
Well, so very often these fish bite best right in the middle of the day. So with the sun getting low over the city, I think we should probably call it. But just kind of in recap here, this is probably the coolest day of lake trout fishing I've had in a long time, to be able to walk out here. Don't normally get to do that, to go fish lake trout.
Yeah, every time I've been up lake trout fishing in Ontario, it's been 10-mile-long sled rides and freezing cold weather, and this has been awesome for just pure convenience of being able to come out here and do this without all the extra equipment.
And be able to catch some awesome fish. So this bite will probably stick around now. It's not going to last indefinitely, obviously. Winter's going to come to an end and the ice will come off Lake Superior a lot sooner than it will in other lakes. But there's a chance after people see this show that there's going to be an opportunity to get out here and do this. And earlier in the show we mentioned that for anybody coming out here, we want you to call ahead and check on conditions. Lake Superior is a special body of water with ice safety considerations. So make sure you call Marine General, get the best or the latest word from them. They'll steer you straight for sure. And so, you and I think next week are going to be out with a large group out on Lake Erie chasing walleyes. So, with a little luck, we'll have a lot of big walleyes for you next week. Thanks for fishing with me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
From Pat and I, we'll see you next week. And look at that, fish in the bottom. No, I actually think it's some of those eel pouty looking things.
For more info on the latest fish reports, gear recommendations, and hottest techniques, connect with us online at indepthoutdoors.com or follow us on Facebook at In-Depth Outdoors. And if you enjoyed today's show, be sure to let our sponsors know.